Okay, to the phones that we go. Jennifer, Potomac, Maryland, I'm glad you waited. I really appreciate your patience. Hello, and welcome to the EIB Network.
Hi, Russ. It's such an honor to speak with you. I appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you very much.
I grew up in a Latin country, and I was a missionary kid. My husband is a legal immigrant from Guatemala. He has worked very hard in this country. He is a U.S. citizen now. He's a commander in the United States Commissioned Corps of the Public Health Service. He is a true patriot, and he loves this country with all his heart. And he does not take our freedom for granted. I want my kids to have that foundation, and I also want them to understand capitalism and what it takes. We as citizens have given a lot to this country to get it where it is today. We have sacrificed in a lot of ways, and each putting in their fair share of hard work. And my question is, whose rights are really being undermined here? This is just disgusting to me. Is it fair that we as citizens and taxpayers have to foot the bill for these illegals' health care and their ER visits? And is it fair that we have to pay the cost of dealing with the crime caused by these illegals, the cost of hiring more teachers to accommodate all their children who don't speak English or who are learning it? Is it fair that millions of our taxes money goes to translating every single document you can find in this country? Is it fair that we as citizens have to drive on the streets with illegals who can't read the signs in English and don't know traffic rules because they come from a country where those traffic rules are not enforced? It seems to me like we as legal citizens are the ones being treated unfairly here.
You are exactly right. You are 100,000% exactly right. Right on, right on, right on, right on. That's why I asked earlier, isn't protecting legal citizens from an invading army of illegal aliens who are using our services and taking jobs, where's the basic notion of fairness for the American citizen? I know a lot of people on our side of this issue. And it's not a whole lot of them, but many of them say, I don't like all this talk about these illegals. They just want a better life. Yeah, the Somalis want a better life, and the Ugandans want a better life. The Haitians want a better life. There's a way for them to have it, and that's to emulate us. It's not to come here and destroy what this is. And that's to emulate us. It's not to come here and destroy what this is for everybody else. So the point here is that the real focus of rage should not be on the illegals. They are simply facilitating opportunities granted them by the Democrat Party and the American left and their own government. If you are an illegal alien, you have no doubt, and you are being told by La Raza and whoever else, the Democrat Party's on your side. The Democrat Party thinks that you ought to be able to access the American job market and all of our constitutional rights, even though you're not a citizen, and the only reason that you are not being allowed to is because they don't like the color of your skin. And this is being led by no less than our own president of the United States. So this notion of fairness has been turned upside down, is 180 degrees out of phase. But it's entirely understandable that people from the depths of poverty who are only miles away from prosperity would seek to access prosperity. What's happening is that there is a political movement and ideology and party, liberalism, the American left, and the Democrat Party, which sees these people for only one reason, sees them in only one way. They are pure objects. They are not human beings. They are potential future voters. They are people who will become dependent on Democrats and the government. It is all about expanding government, creating a power base that can never, ever lose. These illegals are being exploited and used by the Democrat Party, in some cases their own governments, by sending them here. And the American left in general, which has a big chip on its shoulder about this country anyway and would love nothing more than for all of it to be torn down. The problem with socialism is socialism. The problem with capitalism is capitalists. Now, before you think this is a criticism of capitalism, it's not. The problem with socialism is itself. There's nothing wrong with capitalism, except there are some people who game the system. But in socialism, why has socialism never worked? Because the people who run it are not socialists. They are full-fledged capitalists. Go to the Soviet Union, go to China, go to Cuba. The sons and daughters of party members do what? They live in the nicest houses. They have the nicest cars. They go to the nicest schools. The people in power in socialist societies have the power to game the system for themselves. In capitalism, you do it through your work. You do it through your education. You do it by accessing opportunity in the private sector. Socialism has the same kind of people who don't want to be equal with everybody else. Where, socialism exists on this premise that we're all the same and that we're all equal. And we're going to take from those who have and redistribute to those who don't so that everybody's going to have the same. But it never works out. And why not? Because there's always a ruling class that has everything they want, forcing mediocrity, averageness on everybody else. And those people left are still trying to game the system to get out of their squalid circumstances. So it never works. It never can work because socialism is in direct violation of human nature. Capitalism is not. Capitalism embodies human nature from freedom to ambition on down the line. Nobody has ever said unfettered capitalism. Nobody has ever said we need an unregulated market. The difference is, you need a referee, as in the government. But when the referee starts playing the game, then we're all cooked. And the referee is now playing the game. The referee is owning car companies. The referee is owning the banking business, trying to take it over. The referee is now taking over the healthcare business. Just like in the socialist communist countries of China and the Soviet Union, Russia, Cuba, Venezuela, wherever. And wherever you go and examine lifestyles in those countries, you are going to find abject misery except for the chosen few at the top. And those who are not the chosen few are trying to game their way to get in there because they're using basic human nature. So no, nobody disagrees with the notion that even in capitalism, you need a referee. But when the referee, i.e. the government, starts playing the game, nobody else can compete. Nobody has the money. Nobody has the power to withstand them. So how does this relate to illegal immigration? It's very simple. The Democrat Party, President Obama, this regime, the American left, liberalism in general, wants to get done with capitalism. They want to tear it apart, leaving the spoils only for them. These poor people, these poor illegals, I don't care where they're from, are nothing but tools. They're not even really human beings. All this talk about their civil rights, that's bogus as well. All they care about is getting these people. In fact, right now, they don't even care about making them citizens. They just want these poor people to think that they're working on their citizenship so that they will win an election, or at least not lose as bad in November. They don't care about people. All this talk about how they're the tolerant ones and they're the ones with compassion, it's bogus. Just like every other sales pitch they give us about themselves. Just about every other claim they make about themselves that's oriented toward making them look angelic and us demonic. The people who care about people are found on the right side of the aisle in this country and throughout the world. So look at the unrest. Look at the angst. Look at the chaos and the tumult. The President of the United States himself stirred up starting Friday and Saturday by bringing this immigration bill to the fore. And now he's talking about monitoring Arizona. And now he's talking about reaching out to blacks, Latinos, women, and whoever else, but not whites, to recapture his campaign magic from 2008. His regime, and the Democrat Party exist to divide. And this push for amnesty for illegals is the greatest evidence of that, and it's right in front of our faces. Just like everything they're doing now is right in front of their faces, ours. We don't have to speculate. We know it. We see it. They're doing it. So when we oppose amnesty and illegals and so forth, yeah, they come and they commit crimes. Yeah, but they are being enabled. They're being enabled by a political party, an ideology, and a regime which refuses to enforce the law. And it's now gotten so bad that instead of enforcing the law, they're accusing people who do enforce the law of human rights violation. They are criminalizing attempting to criminalize people in Arizona for obeying and passing a law. Back after this.